Hello everyone, it's Darkseeker here again. Welcome back for another video. Now today I'm playing Beardyman's big OTK priest. Now, on the surface, this looks like a big priest. Actually, it's a lot more than that. It is a deck that features a lot of the same cards as Big Priest in terms of Obsidian Statue, in terms of Yasharaj, then there's the various resurrection effects and the AoEs, but ultimately the way that you kill your opponent is through Mind Blasts. And you have Shadow Visions that can discover multiple copies of Mind Blast. You then have Malygos and Prophet Velen, which you can resurrect, or resurrect multiple copies of those cards, and do ridiculous amounts of damage. The deck is, I think, especially strong against slower decks, slower control decks. You can take advantage of their slowness by, taking your time to discover bonds, to discover Shadow Essence. You also can fare pretty well against aggro as well, although I'll admit I've struggled against aggro with this deck, but that's probably because I'm not playing it correctly. Against aggro decks, you have a lot of healing at your disposal. I mean, this deck runs Holy Nova, which is awesome, right? I love that card, and it's nice to see it have a competitive place in this deck. But with Malygos and Velen, suddenly cards like Spirit Lash can give you full heals, which is pretty amazing, right? So this deck can masquerade as a Reno deck in the right circumstances. So I'm going to give this deck a go on the ladder. Beardyman has very kindly offered to write a little guide for those of you that are interested in the deck, and he'll leave that in the comments section below. So let's get started with our first game on the Wild Mode ladder. And we're going up against a Warlock.
I foresaw this encounter.
Now I can see Shadow Essence, which is pretty good. Would like Barnes, obviously, but happy that there is a Shadow Essence in my hand. Gives me something to do on turn 6. Now, as long as we don't Shadow Essence into Barnes, that's the key thing. So nothing to do for the first few turns. We're just going to have to wait things out until turn 6. Could heal his face, just for laughs, but no, let's not do that again. Now he's a slow deck, so he's taking his sweet time here. And I'm absolutely fine with that. And that's really interesting. He plays High Priestess Jet Click. Usually only see that card in Discard Lock. Why he's... I mean, he's clearly not a Discard Lock. He hasn't played the quest. And Discard Locks don't play Sludge Belcher either. Anyway, do I play Shadow Essence or do I play Barnes? I'm not sure which one is correct. So if in doubt, play Barnes. Oh, there's Yasharaj. Pretty good. And that's even better. That's a Malygos. So now, I assume he's going to kill Malygos, or find a way to deal with him. And that's good for me because we have these resurrection effects. So we want Malygos to die here. But he has to deal with Yasharaj as well. Okay, Siphon's Soul there. Pretty good answer. That tells me that this is quite possibly a Reno lock. So now, we can resurrect, and we can play Eternal Servitude, or we can just play Shadow Essence. Not entirely sure on what the best option is here.
What do the cards say?
And do we take the Malagos or do we take the Yashraj? I feel that taking the Malagos is more sensible here. Let's see if he can deal with this. With Sinner Siphon Soul, let's see if he can deal with this Malagos. Because if he can't, then, well, we have Prophet Velen in hand. So turn 9, Prophet Velen with Mind Blast. It's a lot of damage. But the end is coming, apparently. So we can't kill him on this turn. That Sludge Belcher is blocking our way. We can't really get to the Doomsayer easily. So I guess we just work our way through the Sludge Belcher, and then do a little bit of damage to his face. Because we can send the Malagos face. And then it's not such a bad thing here to lose the Malagos. Because we have a Spellstone in hand. We can just simply bring it back to life. I may want to consider playing that Shadow Essence relatively soon, just in case I draw all of my big threats over the next 2 or 3 turns, and then Shadow Essence does nothing.
From the void I come.
Okay, I could play the Emperor here, get a discount on Prophet Velen. Or we play Shadow Essence, and we have a Resurrect spell in hand, so we get Yashraj back, and now Vargoth plays Resurrect again for us. Feels pretty good. Oh, and there he is again. So now, my opponent is in quite a compromising position. Because I could play Velen next turn, Mind Blast, and then Mind Blast gets played twice more? Is that how it works? Wow. That's really good for him. So Lord Godfrey there, a full-on board clear. So I think now is the time to play the Emperor. Because I get discounts on Velen and double Mind Blast. That is too good to pass up. So we have 20 damage sitting in our hand here. 20 damage. I mean, we could always just play Velen, have him killed off, and play a Spellstone to get Velen and Malagos back, perhaps? Wow, he's really having to invest here to kill off the Emperor. And he taps, and that has just sealed his fate. He's possibly thinking that he's safe behind the Death Lord. No, he's not. He's just going to die horribly now to Prophet Velen.
Not all who wander are lost.
20 damage to the face. They never see it coming. Okay, heading into our next game.
Foresaw this encounter. Then you know how this ends.
So, priest versus priest. I'm going to assume that my opponent is a big priest. So it's safe to assume, I think, that the first few turns are going to be quite slow, like in the previous game. And by the way, can I just say, it's so cool to see Holy Nova in this deck. It's a card that I remember playing all the time back in 2014, back in 2015. And then Holy Nova kind of disappeared for the most part from the meta. So to see it back in this deck is pretty cool. Why is Holy Nova played in this deck? I assume it's because with Prophet Velen, with Malygos in this deck, if either one of those two is on the board, then Holy Nova is pretty effective.
The end is near. Welcome.
So
Here to hear
my opponent
your
is
fortune.
finally awake. That is a good thing. And I'm going to take the Mind Blast here. I'm not sure if I should have taken the Spellstone, perhaps? In the hopes of resurrecting Malygos or Prophet Velen. I'm not sure. Taking the Mind Blast makes me think I can end this game quicker. That's my justification. So, Beardyman, did I make the right call there by taking the Mind Blast? Is that what I should have taken?
Welcome.
Oh, he's awake
Here
again.
to hear your fortune.
So this certainly does look like another big priest. But I can only assume he's not running Velen or Malygos. And he must think that I'm a normal big priest. So this deck does have the element of surprise to it. Oh look, there's another Mind Blast. So we don't have Barnes, we don't have Shadow Essence available to us, that's unfortunate. He just plays a coin to stop himself overdrawing, fair enough. But nothing to do for us either. I may just have to play Prophet Velen on turn 7. And just let him die. Right, just let him die, because it's guaranteed that Prophet Velen is not surviving this turn, right? You don't leave that card on the board, particularly when your opponent has a hand full of cards. It's likely they're on Mind Blast in hand, right? Oh, that's pretty good. Master Spell, Silencing Velen. Now, I have Vivid Nightmare in hand. Summons a copy, so the copy that gets summoned won't have spell power.
I foresaw.
That's a real shame, because I could have played Vivid Nightmare, double Mind Blast, and I assume that that would have been lethal? If Velen had the spell power? Oh well. So I killed off my own Prophet Velen there, because I want to resurrect him. That's a bit of a heads-up play. However, yes, I can resurrect Velen with Eternal Servitude. And I can fit in 2 Mind Blasts, but that is only 20 damage. It's not enough to kill him. So, I guess I wait. Right, I guess I hold off. What I need to do is get the Emperor, because I can't fit in Eternal Servitude, Vivid Nightmare. Ooh, the screen's frozen. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Yeah. I can't fit in Servitude, Vivid Nightmare, Double Mind Blast all on the same turn. It doesn't work. Not enough mana. So we need an Emperor discount. Yeah, so got a bit worried there. My screen froze. But we're back in business with Barnes.
What must I do?
So, oh wow, Potion of Madness. Wow, that's really clever. That's really clever.
Tonight, a tale of terrible.
So now, Obsidian Statue. is in his resurrection pool. Yep, there it is. That's my statue that's just got resurrected. And all of a sudden, we're in a bit of trouble here. Just like that. So we need to bring Velen back to life because we need to heal. So we could Holy Nova for 4, or we could Spirit Lash. That may actually be better. Or we could Vivid Nightmare, get another copy of Velen, and then Spirit Lash.
Not all who wander are lost.
So now we get a lot more healing. And that is indeed a full heal. So it's worth noting we've used one copy there, our copy of Vivid Nightmare. We no longer have that available to us, so if we're going to kill him with an OTK combo, we're going to be a little bit more restricted. Wow, and he's keeping the pressure up here. He's keeping the pressure up. There's a third Mind Blast. Okay. Well, actually, that's lethal. Took me a moment to figure that out.
Yes,
But there we go. Okay. Let's look at a final game. And we're going up against a paladin. Now, I'm going to assume that it's an aggro paladin, either odd paladin or some other kind of aggressive variants. It's not odd paladin then. Oh, that's a Murloc. So I'm going to assume that this is an aggro paladin running Call to Arms. So, Vivid Nightmare, Eternal Servitude, or the Spellstone. Not sure which one to take here. I'm going to take the Spellstone, assuming it can bring back more bodies onto the board for me. Although in hindsight, I'm wondering if Eternal Servitude would have been the better pick. Okay, and that is a Rockpool Hunter. Huh. Don't see that every day. So this is a full-on Murloc Paladin, running a whole variety of different Murlocs, not just the War Leader, the Murk-Hai, and the Bluegill Warriors. No, this is a full-on Murloc Paladin. Wow. Okay. We'll play Vargoth here.
Free of that blasted tower.
No doubt he will kill Vargoth. He will not leave that card on the board. And that's fine, because that is healing me for 6, basically. Or actually 7 in this instance. 7 damage that would have gone to my face has now gone into Vargoth. That's fine. You see? Holy Nova. Great card. Clears boards. Okay, there's Call to Arms. Okay, so resurrect into Vargoth. And we get him back. This is pretty nuts. He needs to kill both of these, and quickly.
By the old gods.
Okay, Blessing of Kings. War Leader. That's a lot of damage. All going face. Ouch. Ouch. I think we're dead. I think we're dead. Shadow Essence is a bit useless here because both obsidian statues are in our hands, so we cannot Shadow Essence into a statue. I mean, that's something that could potentially save us if we were able to pull it off, because Vargoth would cast Shadow Essence again and we could get more statues back. Yeah, this is a shame. I mean, at least Avenge goes on the highest attack minion, so we can kill it with Shadow Word Death.
The end is near.
So we have to heal our face here. It's a shame that Vargoths are going to recast Shadow Word Death, but it isn't going to kill anything. That's a shame. He just needs 2 damage here. And there's 2 damage. Consecration. Sort of like his version of Holy Nova, right? That 2 damage. So that was okay. I mean, I'm happy for my opponent there. He got a win with a full-on Murloc Paladin build. I feel happy for him because at least half to 3/4 of the way through that game, I wasn't expecting him to win, right? I saw that I had obsidian statues in my hand and I thought, okay, once I get those statues down, that's it. It's just going to heal me up and there'll be nothing he can do. So he was able to get the win there with the Blessing of Kings and the War Leader buff. Feel good for him. Well played to my opponent. So, what do you guys think of this deck? Do you think that this deck has potential to be refined? I know Beardyman has made changes to this deck recently and continues to make changes to it. Based on the games that you saw, are there any cards that you would consider removing from the deck? Any cards that you'd consider adding in, perhaps? And also, before we finish today's video, just a little request from Beardyman. If you guys out there have any fun, interesting, meme-orientated decks, put the deck codes in the chat section, the comments section below, because I think Beardyman is quite keen on experimenting with homebrew or meme decks. So yeah, if you've got any ideas, leave them in the comments section, and I'm sure that if Beardyman has the cards, I'm sure he'll take a look at those decks and see how viable they are, and then maybe I can feature them, so that could be pretty fun. So thank you very much for joining me, everyone. Thank you to Beardyman for this deck. I have had a lot of fun. This deck is certainly different to your bog standard Big Priest build. Anything different is fun to play, and certainly refreshing. So, until next time, do take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon for more Wild Mode fun.